Hey gamers, welcome back to the Daily Dose. My name is XONEVANT, and a special thanks goes out to Sam Takara for sending me this article on Facebook. The title of the article is called "Why Does Gears of War Cost $60?" Now obviously Gears of War has been out for a long time. I think it came out like 2006, I think right around Christmas time, something like that. And that's kind of when this article was written too. It was actually written by a guy named Mark Whitting, and this is on oneup.com. So it's a pretty old article, but it kind of makes a lot of sense, especially because we're about to go into the next gen consoles. And I know we have got confirmation that some of the games at launch, because they're coming out on both consoles, they're going to be $60. There's also some exclusives that Sony has said are going to be $60, but a lot of the articles I'm reading, unless you guys know something I don't know, is saying that they're still a little bit clueless about the price of games as we continue to go forward into that next gen market. So maybe they're all going to be $60, but this article breaks down why we pay $60, like why they have to charge us $60 so that they can make a profit. And I thought it was kind of cool and interesting, so I wanted to read this off to you guys. So 25% of Gears of War. Now this is obviously just Gears of War as an example. I'm sure some of these numbers may change depending on who's publishing the game, but it's a good starting point for understanding why we pay so much. So 25%, aka about 15 bucks, goes into paying for art and design. 20% or $12 goes in to pay for like the programmers and the engineers. 20% or $12 goes into the retailers, EB, GameStop, things of that nature. 11.5% or $7 goes to a thing called a console owner fee, and basically it breaks it down like this: whoever made the hardware that supports your game, Sony, Microsoft, or Nintendo, they get a percentage. So in this case it was 11.5%, or roughly $7, which is kind of why Sam gave me this article, because GTA 5 just made $1 billion, which is extremely insane. And obviously that game is made for both Xbox and PlayStation, and a lot of people are saying it's going to be coming to PC too. But 7%, I'm sorry, 11.5% of $1 billion, baby. That's a lot of cheddar, and Sony and Xbox both get that, according to this article, which is a lot of cheddar. So, and then 7% or $4 goes into marketing. And in this particular example, they talked about the Mad World ad. You guys remember that when Gears of War came out? And then I think Marcus Phoenix ended up being on MTV, so they kind of point that out as like an example. 5% or $3 goes into market development, and they describe this as paying for cardboard standees of the Gears of War crew and elbowing other games out of the way for shelf space at your local retailer. And you guys have seen that if you've ever been in like a GameStop or something like that. Typically the primary marketing material is at the front of the store. They have to pay to get that marketing material pushed to the front of the store. All the marketing material that tends to be at the back of the store is usually it costs less money, you see what I mean, to put it back there. So usually the first thing you see when you walk into a store is what they paid for the most, you see what I mean. And then it says that 5% or $3 goes into actually manufacturing and packaging the disc. 5% or $3 is spent paying the man, it says paying the man, for an IP license, or maybe hiring some big name voice actors, things of that nature. 1.5% or just $1 goes into the publisher's pocket. 1.5% or another dollar goes into the distributor's pocket. And 0.3% or only 20 cents goes into corporate costs, management, overhead, and lawyers, which I find that a little bit strange. I would think that would be a little bit more, but I guess not. And then 0.05% or less than 3 pennies goes into the cost of paying for the developer's hardware. So that's kind of the breakdown of why we have to spend $60. In other words, if we were to pay less than $60, some of this stuff would have to be cut, you see what I mean, in their budgets, and that's why we end up paying $60 for the game. Now I do want to go back and talk about the manufacturing and packaging of the disc, because a lot of people are saying, well, if games go digital, there's going to be a lot of money saved there, right? Like, they don't have to spend all that money manufacturing and packaging the disc. Well, in this case, it was only $3. It only cost about $3. That's not a lot of money. So, you know, yes, there will be, you know, things that are saved with digital copies of games in terms of that, but a lot of people are going to lose their jobs. A lot of people are going to get fired. A lot of people are going to be homeless. You know, that sort of thing, man. If everything goes digital, because the people who run these manufacturing warehouses, these packaging plants, they're not going to have a job, right? And it's all, it looks like in this case, it's all over $3 a game. That's what it boils down to. Now, when you're a big company, $3 is a big deal, right? $3 is a huge deal. So maybe they do want to save that. You know, maybe it's worth it. But what do you guys think? Are we going to see any price increases as this next generation console goes up? Even though we know that some of the games at launch are going to be 60, do you think that's going to change as we get further on into this next generation of consoles? Let me know in the comments below. You guys have a very good day. Be good.